Welcome to the UDP broadcast, a podcast where a group of friends get together and talk about gaming-related topics and offer both informed and uninformed opinions. I'm your host, Luminary, and I'm accompanied today by my co-hosts, the Nordic Cajun. The Nerdic Cajun, there we go.
The Nerdic Nordic.
Nordic Cajun has been renamed.
That's it. It's over. Rebranding right now. Boom.
From the digital realm and consuming all of your bandwidth, I'm the Eternal Barcode.
Execution general outline. Phase 1.
No.
And the purple
Man,
chicken.
This book is huge.
The purple chicken in the lower right
Anyway,
is Raina, the crit
Wow.
chicken, which I think you're rebranding to like something else, I think. So we'll have to fix that when that time comes.
And
Fix that now.
she's looking at me up. She's like, fuck you, I'm looking at chat.
I'm isolated. I'm in my corner.
Groupings and tasks.
No, stop that.
Patrol commander. Tasks.
No.
Imagine having to read that briefing for reading these briefings takes about 20 to 30 minutes. It sucked.
No doubt.
Patrolman C9. I.me. Oh yeah, that's right. I was the C9 gunner on that. Ugh.
Well,
Anyways, on with the show.
Indeed. Episode 94. 6 more till 100. I'm excited
Holy
for
shit.
it. But before we get
What are
into
we gonna
that,
do?
I don't know. Probably podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. No, Godcast.
Yeah. Or
Podcast.
maybe that'll just be a reflection podcast. I mean, we've talked about a lot of things over the last 100 episodes. So, I mean, it'd be like, what was your favorite? What didn't you like? What would you think it did better? Whatever it is, we'll fill the hour and then talk about if there's any chicanery inside the news. But yeah. Okay.
Believe
So,
it, 3 years. 3 years of sticking around, and in that time, me and Barcode got married.
mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Hey, the crit
But
code
did
has
you know
finally
that
completed.
10% of all the revenue generated by the show, whether that's through bit donations, subscriptions, donations, or anything like that, goes directly to the Trevor Project, and our default option doesn't let you subscribe. It defaults to donating to the Trevor Project. And Ping, our wonderful mascot, has more information on what the Trevor Project is.
The Trevor Project is the leading organization working to end LGBTQ youth suicide in the US and beyond. The non-profit operates several programs to help prevent and respond to the public health crisis of LGBTQ youth suicide, including 24/7 free crisis services, research, advocacy, education, and peer support.
Thank you, Ping. As a reminder, this is an opinion show. We have opinions, and our opinions do not reflect any organization or entity that currently employs us or contracts us. In other words, you say it best.
We're poor. Don't sue us. And if you do, I'm going to eat all your goddamn bandwidth.
There we go.
That's it. Your whole thing is just going to, everything you own and run will shut down because your bandwidth will be consumed by me. And you know what I'm going to use to consume it? Flash
A Slurpee.
cartoons from the 1990s.
Oh, wow. Joe Cartoon.
Dang.
Hell yeah. And Kill Frog.
Oh my gosh, Killfrog. Okay, so what do we got today? We've got a whole list of stuff, and I'm going to start with the one that kind of like had us all go on WTF, and it has to deal with a particular game on Steam called No Mercy. And
Oh my fucking god.
Whoa.
So
Whoa, here we go.
I did some
Get your
research.
drinks, boys.
I found those. Okay. We need.
Hold
So
on,
we
breathe,
do need a disclaimer.
breathe, Amy,
but
breathe.
before we get into this, we do have to have a disclaimer. What we're about to talk to for the next 5 or so 10 minutes does involve sexual assault and harsher things. It was a video game on Steam, and it has been taken down by both Steam and the developer. But just as a heads up, we will be talking about this subject. So if it's not something you're comfortable with, skip to the next chapter. And
that's the light list. The heavy list is much worse.
I know, and I'm trying to keep us monetized
Well,
and not in a lot of trouble. So
yeah.
we'll leave it there. Suffice to say,
So
it's
CWSA.
horrifying. And most of it is just completely wrong. And I don't mean just not only in a moral sense, but their description of the things that they were doing and what they say was, people have these kinds of fantasies. None of that is true. That's not how any of that works. And I know why they think that. So, if you go to the Steam page and you watch the video for this game, it starts off with a whole bunch of raving reviews. I found out that none of those accounts exist on Steam. So that led me to think, why the fuck don't I just Google these things? Well, I found them. They're all part of an incel forum that supports sexual assault against women.
You don't say.
Yeah. And the best part is, they're all fucking incels. Every one of them. Shocking, I know.
Say it ain't so, Amy.
I know. They're all fucking losers. Every one of them. They completely don't understand how kinks work.
Nope.
They are just basically providing misinformation to a whole bunch of misguided incels. And for anyone curious about kinks and kink information, you should really not look at that game as a source of information, because these guys are fucking sick. And I looked at some of the stuff they were posting. Fucking awful.
There's a reason why when we were driving down the road, I was like, that looks like a really good wood chipper DLC.
Yeah.
Oh, you watched JD Delay, Wood Chipper 2025. Yep, nope. That's the way that goes.
Yeah. Everything about what they were saying in relation to the game and why the game is getting taken down, and their justification for it, every part of that is wrong. Not a single person there has ever discussed kinks or different, like, kink in general or different kinds of kinks. They have no fucking clue what they're talking about. God damn it. It made me insanely angry to read what they were saying, and to see the number of guys that were sitting there going, "Oh, ignore the haters, just keep this going, it's a good game." No, it's not. It's horrendous. Like, part of the game deals with incest. Part of the game deals with the R word, the very harsh R word. That's a grade above sexual assault. It involves incest. It involves mind control to an extent. Like, what the actual fuck? Every one of these guys needs to not be allowed near women. Ever. Or they need to go to therapy to understand why they are so fucking horrendously wrong and disgusting human beings.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff is actually illegal in most places, and even depicting it is even worse. So, I mean, like,
Canada banned it, the UK banned it, Europe was, the European Union was looking at banning it, Australia already banned it, but they eventually did take it down from Steam in its entirety.
No, I was able to search it.
Now on a watch list.
Oh no, you can see it. Like, you can search it, you just can't buy the game. So the forums on the Steam forums are still up. People are still commenting in there. However, you were not able to buy the game. And yeah. No. It's just fucking gross.
Yep. And I think that's about as much attention that we're going to call it. Let's comment on it.
Let's move on. Because we've already got the barcode in red mode, so let's go ahead and go there.
Well, let's see here. The next thing before we get into the N word, apparently Balatro is still getting hit by you.
What? Oh, that N word.
Okay.
The don't word. Not the slur word, the other slur.
I was in mid-swig. That's the conversation we just had. He throws that out. I'm like, excuse me, sir. Context.
That's something that other one you can actually save for Race to World First or something, because there's a guild in WoW that's in trouble for that. Oof.
Ooh, I want to hear about that.
I'll show you the clip for it later.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Sorry about that. But yeah, leave me context.
Just remember, you can do anything on your last day. So let's hope this isn't our last podcast.
No. It's the cancel. The cancel is real, and I'm here for it.
Unrelated. Why do I have a dangling shaft over here?
Excuse me.
Sorry, I'm looking at my Timberborn map, and there's just a shaft. A power shaft just dangling for no reason. Anyway,
it's the strongest shape. You can't blame him. Anyway,
are we actually going to make it to 100 episodes before I say something stupid?
Probably not.
It's all right. We'll drink and forget about it. It's fine. Okay. So Balatro has been receiving some not backlash, some unfair demonetization because or
Yeah.
age restriction because YouTube is considering it gambling. I do believe that that at this particular point, and Local Thunk, they've already outright said, hey, like, there's no gambling in this game. And in fact, there was even a story we covered a few episodes back, maybe 10, 20 or so, where he has it written in there that he doesn't want his game used for gambling.
Right.
Yeah. So, like, it's kind
I
of
do remember that.
Yeah. So he's currently fighting that, and I think it had to deal with a YouTube channel, the Balatro, which, by the way, it's okay to say it either way. I might say them interchangeably because I'm just crazy that way.
Potato,
But
potato, tomato, tomato.
yeah, pretty much.
Crazy old man vibes intensify.
Yes, and I'm now even older. Um, but it was
He leveled up.
so the Balatro University was actually getting hit pretty hard, and yeah. So that's still a thing, and that actually was, I think it was like about 4 episodes back where that started actually happening, where YouTube was doing it. The update to this, though, is YouTube had publicly stated on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, Elon's
Votes are
communication forum for
It's
Starlink.
Twitter. It's still Twitter until he recognizes the gender of his own children. It's Twitter.
Amen.
Fuck that guy.
Yep.
Oh, fair enough. Which, by the way, support the Trevor Project. Next, let's.
Hell yes.
So,
Fuck yeah.
but
Let's go.
apparently YouTube is like, no, that's not supposed to happen. And they're reviewing all of them outside of the automatic review process. So that's actually kind of cool. Have you guys played, guys and gals and otherwise, have you played Balatro at all?
I do not own the game, no.
I not only have unlocked almost everything I can on Steam, I also have it on my phone.
What about you?
It's an issue, and I'm dealing with it.
What about you, Crit?
No. I've been predominantly playing World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. You still doing
Everybody has
classic
their
or?
Kata.
Oh, you're
Kata,
doing
Kata.
Kata? All right. Well, there you go. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The don't word. So Nintendo has been like it's like they don't want their stocks to be at any given substantial level every time they do something. Like for example,
It's like a race to the bottom of stupidity.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like what was it? Not Tears of the Kingdom. What was the one that came before that?
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, they're looking at the Switch 2 version. If you want to buy it, and it's not going to be converted over, I guess. Or if you want to buy it for the Switch 2, it's going to be $90. Of course, for the physical version. Last podcast, we did say that they're targeting $70 for digital, $80 for Mario Kart, and now they want $90 for games that have been out for over a decade.
Fuck that.
Just
Like, that's as cheap as you can possibly get in terms of treating your players like sacks of shit. And it's gotta
You mean
stop.
money? Not
Yeah, they look at their player base as nothing more than a piggy bank, and they're not even trying to hide it now. And I really hope the player bases really fight back on this one, because I've heard a lot of complaints, but unless they're willing to really fight back with their wallets, Nintendo's going to keep doing that shit. And in fact, what we've seen over the decades is that where one company starts bullshit, the other ones follow suit very soon afterwards, because it becomes a de facto standard after someone else tries it and gets away with it. So I'm hoping people start voting with their wallets and telling these guys to fuck right off all the way.
Well, yeah, that's why
That's
we
what
had.
they're doing with the airlines too, by the way. Like I just heard over the radio that someone's complaining about Southwest Airlines is canceling they're making people pay for their bags now. So it's after a certain month or whatever coming up soon. You're no longer gonna be able to have 2 free checked bags. You're gonna have to start paying for those. So that's why they're like the airlines are kind of feeling like we're the piggy banks.
Yeah. And that's embarrassing and it's disgusting. It just leaves everybody with a bad experience and sour taste in their mouth.
Well, I think the masses are actually starting to understand the power of the wallet, as it were. We've seen small little. I'm not gonna say it was a full on like revolt, but more like pettiness in terms of the masses. It started with the whole cereal thing. the guy is saying let them eat cereal, and what do we go around and do? We stopped eating their cereal, stop eating their products, and then
Kellogg's, yeah.
yeah,
Don't you
and
guys have cell phones?
and
Like, it's that same tone deaf response.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did something similar. Apparently, their spokesperson wasn't all that great about this, and people were complaining about the $450 price tag for this piece of tech. And he said, well, if it's too much for you, you can always buy the Switch One.
Yeah.
I have the
well,
Switch
that's-
one, but I don't play the Switch one. It's boring.
And that's the other part
well,
about Nintendo products as well, is the fact that like you get some bangers, and then there's this long dry spell of third-party garbage shovelware that just gets foisted upon the platform. And I
Yeah.
have
there's maybe 3 or 4 games worthwhile on the Switch right now. Period. Long gone is the
mean-
golden age of Nintendo that came out with bangers all the time.
Hey,
think
Nintendo,
Nintendo's-
I'm playing a 25-year-old game for $15 a month. Do better.
I'm saying, if World of Warcraft can do it like that, so can Nintendo. But no,
Well, you
Nintendo-
don't want to give them the
Exactly.
idea of a live service / subscription platform, because then they'll charge $15
They
a
already
month.
do that, I think, with their Switch Switch Online program, I think it is. But
Yep,
they
so you get
they
the emulators.
yeah.
But that's my point. Like, if I want to play Mario Brothers for the NES, I can't easily get access to an NES or the cartridge. The only way to do that right now is to emulate it, successfully. And obviously that's going to piss people off. Nintendo, you can go shut the fuck up and go sit in the corner like an idiot you are.
Mhm.
The point I'm making is that when you start encouraging them to start charging these fees, all these games are 30 years old. They'll start getting like live serviced to death, where it'll just be Game Pass, like Xbox Game Pass, versus here's the game, you can play it whenever the fuck you want. And that's something I have to give credit to Steam for, is that even if a game is taken off the store, if you bought it, you still have access to the files to install it and play it.
That's
Unless, of course, their system that ran it prior is dead. Then you just have a dead shell of a game. I'm looking at you, Bulletstorm.
So some of the games I play, they're not live service games. They're not online games. They're single player games, and they've long since shut down years ago. And I can still install them and play them, which is great. It's
That is
just,
awesome.
that's part of what you get with Steam, is that you always get that ability to install the files. Whereas with Nintendo or Xbox Game Pass, it's rotating, and that's really obnoxious.
Kind of like
So
my
I'd rather they didn't
corrupted
go that direction.
what is it? My Pokemon Yellow. I can't play that anymore because my card is corrupted.
No.
oh no.
Boo.
Speaking of cards,
Good-
that's another
Goodbye,
thing.
Pikachu.
We have here, from what I understand about the new game card system, we talked about this last podcast. They don't actually contain the game. It contains a key to go download the game, and that's fine. So, and it's interesting because they quoted something here inside of this article from GameSpot. It said, what does it say? It says, game key cards won't be tied to your Nintendo account, as it has been revealed that regardless of the Switch 2 unit that they're inserted into, the user will be able to play the game tied to them. So that allows for the decoupling of system to video game, but it doesn't make any sense. So one of the things that I know about that about Japanese culture is that it is very, very, very traditional. Like even PlayStation, I think they even have a discless system now, right?
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
Like, they didn't before?
nope. As I think one of their
Oh, those are PlayStation Minis. Yeah, it's all digital. There's no more disc for them.
There's even some Xbox products that does that too. But yeah, I don't see the point in having these key cards. You imagine, because if I remember correctly, about a year and a half ago, Cajun finally found his missing Pokemon. Was it Y?
Yep,
Oh,
X. It was X. It
it
was
was
the
X.
one where I had my shiny Spinda on it. Yeah.
Okay, now imagine if that was a Nintendo key card.
I
And
would cry.
well, the other part about this is like if you're not part of the their ecosystem with their Nintendo Live service or their their gaming service, you know which one I'm talking about, DLC, the one we were just talking about, is that where's the save data going? Like, if this thing is portable, that means that you could play it in multiple switches, which would be kind of cool, I guess. No data is ever saved onto the key card. It's just a key card, right? Like,
it's in the cloud.
Well, yeah, but you only get cloud saves if you subscribe to their Nintendo Direct.
Which begs the question,
unless they have it set up where key cards have access to Nintendo Cloud without having to subscribe.
Yeah, or there's memory on the card where it does actually take in the save data.
Yeah. So, then it would be no different than the old cards of yore that had the little rechargeable batteries in them. I think Legend of Zelda was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the Final Fantasy games also had a small nickel cadmium rechargeable battery in it.
Yeah. I mean, that's
going back a few years.
That's also one option.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things we don't know about it, and that's my biggest fear, and the reason why I'm kind of holding off on my Switch 2 purchase, even though I qualify to go pre-order it, is because I don't know how that's going to work. Mind you, I don't ever buy physical anything. I normally get digital, but I also don't want to support a company that does weird stuff like this, so I'm conflicted. Like, I totally would try out Pokemon ZA, but I'm going to let Cajun do that, or have him give me the blow-by-blow for whatever Harrison's playing.
Yeah, because I've already withdrawn my desire to purchase one myself. Harrison is dead set on it because this is his first system that he's saving for.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know what, bud? I am fully supporting you fighting claw tooth and nail to get this for you. And you're going to get it. And then I will watch you play the games and we will see them together. And if it's worthwhile, maybe down the road I'll buy one. But as of right now, Dad has no interest in spending money on that garbo that they showed.
No, but not saying Dad's not going to have a profile on your Switch too, so you can play some Pokemon.
Hey, you can take the shiny hunter out of the game. You can't take the game out of the shiny hunter. I'm going to begin some shinies in ZA, one way or another. Be on his Switch or sometime down the road. So,
fair enough. Last bit on the Nintendo train. It isn't Nintendo's fault. Looks like
what? No, you read that wrong.
Polygon has an article stating that Switch 2 pre-orders delayed in Canada too, with a subheading of Canada suffers because of the U.S. government's stupidity, and I can't argue any of that.
No.
Yeah, so fucking tariffs. If you don't know how a tariff works, I think I explained it last week. I'll do it again. It's basically a tax. It's just basically a tax that the federal government of whatever country is imposing it slaps onto imports from other countries. So in the US's case, they're slapping import taxes on everybody. That means if it's, say, a 10% tax, your $100 item that you're bringing into the country now will cost you $110. As a vendor, as a retailer, whatever, you're not going to absorb that extra $10 in costs, because why the fuck would you do that when you can pass it on to the consumer? Now, some companies are trying to, weather the proverbial storm and, eat some of that cost as much as humanly possible. But there will become a tipping point for all those companies where they just can't do it anymore. And prices are going to go through the roof as people try to compensate for this. Especially now with Chinese tariffs from products coming in from China with a 145% tariff, I think, is what the US imposed. So your video card just doubled and more than that in price. So it went from $1,000 to $2,400. Well, $2,145 roughly. That's how expensive shit's about to get for you guys.
Oh, but don't worry, we're gonna. Never mind. I'm not. No, stop.
This is not a politics podcast.
and it really sucks because consumers are always the ones that pay the price. I mean, you look at a combination of factors in the US right now with poultry, and you guys are paying almost 10, 12. I've even seen signs for $20 for a dozen eggs.
I haven't seen that here where I'm at. I've seen like $4.50. So
there was
one store, I think they were price gouging, but it was quickly brought to light on Twitter. I think it was in Meth Land. I mean, otherwise known as Florida.
Oh,
dang!
Hey, it's not meth; it's fluoride.
Yes. Oh, no. But yeah, like it sucks because everything is getting put on hold. Like um, most products that get sold in Canada come into Canada via the US, or not most, a good chunk of them do. So that means, yeah, our switches are going to be delayed because they're coming in through Walmart branded trucks. If they're driving across the border there, or if they're flying, it's going to be really, really expensive. Because not only, and this is what's really shitty, not only is the cost of the product coming into the US taxed at 145%, then when it crosses the Canadian border, coming from the US, it gets an additional tax depending on the industry it's from. So I know Canada's looking at diversifying a lot of its uh, economic behavior, so this, they can get around this and stop using the US as a middleman. Because goddamn,
I was going to say there was a time not too long ago. I think you were in the market for video cards or something, and I think we were talking with Seta too.
Yep.
Where you were talking about the import tax. You were telling me about the import tax in Canada. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, so duties and taxes are separate from tariffs.
Mm-hmm.
You still got to pay those as well.
Well, yeah, that's why I brought that up, because it's like you have that and you've got this other thing.
Yeah, your $1,000 video card is near $3,000 by the time it's all said and done. It ain't worth it right now.
Nope.
Unless it's coming direct from Taiwan or China, in which case it avoids all those tariffs because we're not in a economic turf war with China. So that works in our favor.
Well, you mentioned something about everything being shipped in over Walmart trucks. I guess if you buy it directly from Nintendo, perhaps maybe that's not a thing. I'm sure, because we have Nintendo of America. Is there a Nintendo of Canada, or is it just based in the U.S. Period?
There is a Nintendo Canada. I don't know much about how they operate and if they stock material, like where they get their inventories from.
I was going to
So
say,
I couldn't really answer that properly.
The way I see it, some of the more like agreeable TikToks that I've seen recently, and I say that phrase very lightly right now.
Brain rot.
I know. There was one, and I was like, "This is something I can get behind." He was on a boat in the middle of the Gulf, and you have the Pirates of the Caribbean song in the background. He says, "Screw these tariffs, I'll go get it myself."
I think I saw that on Twitter.
I was like, "Yes, I am all for this. Let's go get us a boat and let's get out there."
Yep.
We're gonna push this along here real quick. Last bit is, it looks like Nintendo fans are mobilizing to report scalpers on sites like eBay.
Good. But also, fuck Nintendo.
I mean, they're trying their best. I like what they're doing with.
Are they? Are they really?
Well, as far as pre-orders are concerned, right? Not everything else, because we've already said how terrible it is. But more
like Van Gogh Pikachu's and the adults that are fighting over Pokemon cards, and poor little Billy not being able to get his pack because other people are like, "Oh, this Charizard's worth $2,500. Let's go rob a store."
Yeah, and these hands are rated E for everybody. Come here.
I am waiting for the counter to get reset, or the clock to get reset over Pokemon cards, and I will not be surprised when I hear that happens. If you don't know what I'm referring to, you're good. Don't worry about it. If you know, you know.
And that happens every 4 years. Like 2016, we had this during the pandemic.
Oh, no. I mean, like, there's been over 100 and some odd, I think, so far this year. So I'm waiting for one of those to be related to Pokemon cards.
I must have missed that. Then I'm missing the joke.
Oh, we were watching a news article thing on it, and they're like, "Prepare for trouble and make that double. This person has stolen Pokemon cards from a local store." More at 6.
There, check your DMs, Nordic. I just sent you what I was referencing.
Oh,
so I'm waiting for one of those. Yeah, now you get it. I'm waiting for one of those to be related to Pokemon cards.
You're waiting for somebody to pull in America at a swap meet. I got you.
Yeah, like the traditional American.
I understand now.
We could do nothing about it.
Yeah,
I'll leave it at that, because otherwise we'll get too deep into politics.
Yeah,
No.
definitely. Well, I'll redirect this then. The thing I like about what Nintendo's doing is it's kind of in the same vein of what Steam's doing, which is in order to order this thing, you have to have an account. But Nintendo took it a step further. It was like you had to have been a subscriber to their Nintendo Direct service for like 2 years or something like that. And it does limit the amount of output as far as like game systems are concerned. It allows actual people to get the games and play them, as opposed to finding out you're not going to see a Switch for 6 months after release, and if you want one, it's going to cost you like 1,500% more just to buy it.
So I need to ask a question. Maybe
Okay.
I'm just dumb and old.
Mhm.
Who's the people who made that decision versus the ones that made the decision to charge $90 for a 20-year-old game? Because I like the people who made that decision on how to control access to the console so you don't get scalpers or minimize the risk of scalpers.
Meh.
Where were they when they were setting prices? Because, and it pains me to say this, that's a smart move, Nintendo, but it doesn't forgive all your sins, not even by a long shot.
No.
Oh no, there's
One good.
many things.
Oh, is that one good deed? One good deed does not erase 1,000 bad ones. Something like that. Yeah. No.
Yeah, close
yeah.
enough. But yeah, like it's nice to like I'm genuinely impressed by that. And for Nintendo to make me impressed these days is very difficult. So good on you guys for not being completely dumb.
Indeed.
Just mostly dumb.
For every 20 things they do wrong, they kind of get one half a gold star right.
Yeah,
So
like there was an attempt.
An attempt was made, except in the style of the more
And
you
little
know.
Nintendo standing in the corner with his macaroni art saying, like, look, it's a good.
Yep.
This painting tastes great. So,
This one tastes like crayon.
so Minecraft movie was released. Did you guys go see that at all?
Hell no.
My son did.
Did you
so did
go see it?
mine. No.
Oh, okay.
It is a movie that makes a reference to the game.
Yes.
From what I've heard, it's equally, if not worse, than the Borderlands movie.
What I
That's
heard.
saying a lot.
What I heard. It's actually pretty good.
That's what I'm hearing
My
too. Unfortunately,
My son said it wasn't too unbearable. And apparently there's a song from the movie that's going viral called Lava Chicken. So now I'm imagining my
Oh,
chicken kind of doused in lava now.
is that why people are throwing that damn emoticon of like people riding a chicken everywhere in Discords these days?
Nope. That's because of the baby zombie riding the chicken, known as Chicken Jockey. Yeah, that's the reason why the cops were called at the theaters. Is because, like the police were called because people were, whenever Jack Black, during the scene of where you see the chicken jockey, he screams chicken jockey and the crowd goes wild. They threw their pop cup corn up in the air. People were bringing live chickens to the theater. Like,
what?
Yes. Here,
America, what the other than yes, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm pretty sure it happened more than just America, but I'm going to post it inside of the Twitch chat here. This is the link, and it's from Polygon that talks about it. And there's even another one from GameSpot. But
if you ban live chickens from a movie theater, would that be considered a cock block?
Yes, it would.
Drink. Okay.
Oh yes, I have my drink right here. Hold on a sec.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
We were due one.
Yeah. Well, that
was a good drink. Oh man,
that's
that's half a glass of wine.
The Minecraft movie, I'm going to give it a shot. I know it's already going to have some level of cringe because Jack Black exists in this universe. I'm kind of curious
See if
because
I can get my son's opinion of it. I mean, he's seen it today.
you saw it today. Huh.
He's like, it's okay. I'm like, but your standards, everything is okay. But then again, he doesn't like Skibidi Toilet.
Oh yeah.
I mean, who does?
What is Harrison saying about it, Cajun?
I'm gonna probably hear every detail tomorrow.
Oh, he's watching it now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, heck.
I will hear every single detail tomorrow about it, the good, the bad, and the ugly of that movie.
Well, let me pitch this. What if we return to Harrison next week and he tell us about it?
Oh, he would love that.
You want me to throw my kid on too, just to have them kind of debate?
Yeah,
dude, that'd be hilarious. Because one, he wants to do more episodes because he had so much fun last week doing it. Two, having him talk about the Minecraft movie and let him just go full blast dairy crafting with it. I don't think we have enough time for the rest of us to talk. It'll be just him.
That's fine. But yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. So I guess next weekend we're going to be having Harrison and the Chicken Nugget talking about the
Yes.
Minecraft movie.
The Nordling and the Nugget going at it.
The first
Which is kind of, it's ironic because my son usually uses a Minecraft chicken as his.
Profile picture in Discord.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Heck, yeah.
That's awesome.
No, invite him to the Discord server. We'll get him set up and get him ready to do stuff next week if he wants to. He doesn't have to. Make sure he knows he doesn't have to.
I'll bother him. He has to continue doing good in school, though.
Yes.
That has to be a premise.
That's all right.
Oh boy will be on day 2 of his holiday. He will be ready to rock. So he ain't gonna worry about school. So on our end, I'm gonna tell him tomorrow that really.
It's all right.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and pull a Lumi and get us back on schedule. And speaking of schedules, Schedule 1.
It's funny you mention that. That's the exact article I was going to pull up. Go ahead, Amy.
I stole your thunder again. Hell yeah. Let's go. So, first and foremost, there's no lawsuit. Get over it. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, what the hell's going on? Some people pointed out on the internets and in the Steam forums that there's a lot of similarities between the game Schedule 1 and the game called Drug Dealing Simulator 2. Very similar games, allegedly. And the publisher of DDR, or DDS2, not DDR, they're based out of Poland, and they put out a statement in Polish that got the old Google less than college try, maybe horrendously drunk college try translation, that misinterpreted the context of what was being said, and basically translated from Polish to English, saying, "Oh my God, they're being sued." Because of patent or IP infringement or intellectual property infringement. Now that is patently false, and I can tell you that for sure because I am reading currently the post from the DDS2 developer, and they say there's no lawsuit. Now, when it comes to all kinds of things, because I can read part of the statement or I can read it all, it doesn't matter. They do go into the fact that they do have to exercise legal obligations when it comes to their intellectual property. If you don't know what that means, I'll explain it for you. Disney is a great fucking example of being hyper protective of the mouse. Copyright in the US used to only last 50 years. And then it was 60 years. Then it was 70 years. Then it was 80 years. Then it was 90 years. And then it was 100 years. And they tried doing 110 and couldn't get it. So Steamboat Willie became public domain. That's the original Mickey Mouse. Now, how that relates to this game, DDS2 and Schedule 1, is the intellectual property. The mouse belongs to Disney. Disney goes to great lengths to protect it, and you have to. Because in copyright and intellectual property law, if you don't go after people who make something similar to what you do, that means, if you don't go after them, that means over time, everybody's allowed to do that. So in the case of Disney, if people make knockoff Disney characters, they get sued all to hell right away as soon as Disney finds out about it because they're protecting the intellectual property. If they didn't, it would basically be known to the world that you can use the mouse for whatever you want. You could, slap them on t-shirts, and mugs or whatever, and start selling it, make your own, mouse TV shows and whatever, and there'd be nothing Disney can do about it. But since they vehemently, deny people access to the mouse by suing the shit out of them or DMCAing people, that protects that intellectual property. Now, this relates to DDS2 because they had an expert look at the two games who's an intellectual property expert after people started pointing out everything. And they had to exercise their intellectual property rights, which means they had to investigate whether or not it actually does. Because now that you've made a point of it, now that you've pointed it out, they have to do it. everything was all fine and good till people opened their damn mouths. So what exactly has happened now? And it's funny, when Schedule 1 released, just before it released, the developers of DDS2 sent the developer of Schedule 1 an email saying, "Hey, GLHF, good luck, have fun. We hope for the best for you." So, because everyone pointed out the similarities, they got an intellectual property specialist involved, and that specialist, whatever or whoever it was, has indicated that there might have been some infringement by Schedule 1 in relation to Drug Dealer Simulator. Now that that's been pointed out, that there is a potential, they now have to exercise additional legal obligations, which is to further defend it and possibly, come after someone for intellectual property infringement. Because again, like I said, if you don't exercise those rights, those legal rights, you lose the ability to fight people later if you don't go after them right away. So the short version is there's no lawsuit. However, they are looking into it, and their main goal, as they have stated, and I quote, "Our goal at this point is discussing the situation with them, the developer of Schedule 1, and we have an open approach." They want to just talk, and go from there. They don't want to go anywhere into a legal battle because they like to support indie devs. Because if you think about it, indie devs are the backbone of the gaming industry right now, because they're the only ones breathing fresh life into the industry, because all we're getting is Call of Duty remixes.
That's all right. At least they're not like going after them, because of a patent infringement, like some other company that we know.
Nintendo don't. So what's next? And I'll quote this here. Like we said, we need to start a conversation. It is not our intention to prevent TVGS, which is the creator of Schedule 2, from selling or developing their game. Overall, our goal is to support all devs, but we need to consider our legal obligations. If law specialists, easy for me to say, determine that there are grounds to claim infringement. We even contacted TVGS via email just before the release, when the game was already huge, and wished them all the best. But that was before the legal analysis. Back then, no one expected it to be needed, not to mention that it would, bring back results of maybe. And maybe is, where things get hairy. We know, and they go on to say, we know we have to be very careful in all proceedings. So what is the DDS's developer Byte Runner's role in this whole thing? Absolutely none. So this is the publisher that is looking into this, not the developer. Please don't go, and they go on to say, please don't go after Byte Runners in any way, shape, or form, and don't bring them into the conversation. They manage the game, not the intellectual property. That belongs to the publisher. They don't make any decisions in this matter. I hope this clears things up. If you know gamers outraged by the situation who aren't on this channel, please share this message with them. Have a good day and enjoy your favorite and second favorite drug dealing games, whatever the order is for you. And that's from Mikhail from Movie Games.
That's heartwarming.
The two long didn't read version of this. Stop being assholes and let people enjoy shit.
Yep.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's you guys brought it up. Now we have to deal with it.
Exactly.
It's like it's like being a bouncer. It's like being a bouncer at a bar. More often than not, you don't want to have to work, because if you have to work, someone has fucked up and done something stupid. Now you have to deal with it. So because people brought it all up, they had to get specialists involved to check to see if everything was good. Now there is a maybe hanging over this, which means now they have to investigate further. And again, because if they don't, someone can completely rip off to the pixel DDS2 if they don't exercise those legal rights. It's a shitty situation to be in. Tyler, the developer of Schedule 1, has not made an official statement on his Steam page. I haven't checked any of his social feeds, but that's where we're at. We're at an investigation stage, and who knows? It may just come down to a simple oopsie doodles. We can fix this. If it's just a simple like asset or a similarity in a game mechanic, say the mixing of drugs was a little too close to DDS, Tyler might be able to change that to make the lawyers happy. But that's where we're at, and people need to chill the fuck out. But in the meantime, people have also been review bombing DDS 2 because people do not understand how any of this stuff with intellectual property works. And it's frustrating as someone who has to read end user license agreements for a living that these people don't know what they're talking about. It really is frustrating.
I can understand that. I have one more topic than the top 10 list for tonight. Have you ever heard of Ojisan?
No.
No.
Is that anime?
No, actually, somebody took the initiative to make trading cards with middle-aged men in the town of Kawara in the Fukuoka Prefecture, in order to allow the youths get to know the elders in the area, right? What happened was it was supposed to be an innocent game, like, oh, I've got this guy, I've got whatever, but then they noticed there were stats on them, and none of the stats were the same. It wasn't designed to be a game, and all of a sudden now there's games involving Japanese middle-aged men who had different stats. Like, there was a story in here, let's see here, it was made by Ari Mahara, and this article actually comes from PC Gamer. He's the Secretary General of Saidosho Community Council, and he explained that relationship between children in the community were weak, so many amazing people out here. And so this whole thing, like, actually was to get the community to know each other, which I think is an absolute brilliant idea. I'd like to see more of that here. Honestly, with as many seasoned elderly people, like nursing homes and whatnot, I'd like to see playing cards made of them, because they have all kinds of messed up experience back when it was just sticks, rocks, and twigs, laying about, and not a lot less concrete
Especially
jungle.
if they can evolve or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like Super Mega Karen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Let's see here.
Like
There
that
was
one lady last night. Why have you
Oh
done this?
god. Yeah, so we watched on Patrol Lab last night.
Mm-hmm.
There was a woman and her boyfriend or her husband that were at a golf thingy, country club, and they
I think
claimed
I love
to have
that.
they claimed to have only had one or two glasses of wine. Now, if they're Raina's glass of wine, that's an entire bottle.
It's
Mine are at least
true.
half a bottle. Hers are a full ass bottle.
It's true.
So
Do you use the
if they had,
the tornado method, where you like swirl the bottle around and just let it just empty right into your
there
gullet?
you go, yeah.
No, I have a giant ass glass that can hold up to a bottle of wine.
Oh. Well, I've seen, like, wine glass attachments for the top of wine bottles that, you just pretty much drink out of that, and it pours out of the bottle into the glass and into your mouth.
I'm bougie. I don't have time for that.
So, but there was a heartwarming thing here I wanted to touch on. Apparently, there was a guy named Daimitsu Fuji. He's a 68-year-old man who worked as a correctional officer at a medical prison. And he has the highest HP and MP. And on the streets, like, kids are coming up to him, asking for his autograph, to sign their cards and things like that. I think this type of thinking is what the world needs right now. You get to know the people that are around you, right? So, but yeah. Any other comments on this? If not, we'll just move on to our top 10.
I love it.
I
love
do
it.
like that
Interesting.
idea. Imagine getting one as a shiny. Can I have an autograph, please?
That's
If
what
it's going to be
I'm thinking.
shiny, the person must be bald.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's the Nordic Cajun full art hollow. Look at that. So,
Yeah.
so top 10. Been making a thing of it. This is the third time we've done this. I absolutely love them because it spawns so much conversation. This is the 10 best games with Sanity systems. Now, this isn't exactly inclusive to everybody that's here, but if you know it, please feel free to shout out. Go, oh yeah, that one. All right. So,
Yeah, I'm trying to
Okay.
find my I'm trying to find my my link. Hang on.
oh
I
sure.
want to go down the list with you.
I can just drop it in the chat. It's by Dual Shockers. Dual Shockers has been the king of top 10s and 8s and 20s and whatever else, so it's in the Twitch chat right now. So at number 10, we've got Amnesia, The Dark Descent.
That was my gateway drug to these kind of games.
Oh, tell us
I
about
never
it.
played it.
Oh, dude, this game, like most games these days, especially, they love to just give you the jump scare factor. You know the monster's there. You know when the monster's coming. You can almost predict what's going to happen. No, Amnesia fucks with your mind from the first minute to the last minute. Like the immersion of the game, the sound effects of the monster that you think might be there. You turn around, it's not there. You turn back around, and it's there for a half a split second before it vanishes again. It has you fucked up from moment one.
Isn't that the game that PewDiePie played a
That
lot?
yeah, he did play that. What I was inducted into because I never watched PewDiePie was with Jesse Cox, I Am Cheeb,
Yes,
and I
that was
forgot the
the
other
one.
girl's name. It was like Ava or
Uh,
Aviana or something like
yeah, that was the series that I watched with him because that was like
that. Yeah.
nothing to me is better than a genuine Jesse Cox scared scream.
Yeah, come on,
Oh my
balls!
god.
Yeah, like it was Jesse
It was.
Cox's.
You guys would love to watch Scary Game Squad then.
Oh
I
yeah.
love Scary Game Squad. Those guys are amazing.
Funny
Mm,
as
But yeah,
hell.
this was the first one that got me into the whole because you can't fight, you can't win. It's a puzzle game. You got to go through and you got to hope you don't run into this guy because the creature will damage you, but the screen messes up the more you look at it. That's what
mhm.
really messes you up in the game, and it's a great intro into a psychological sanity
Yeah.
horror game.
Yep, pretty much. After that, you go for Alien Isolation. You've pretty much got the duo of the trifecta of whatever the third one's going to be. So
Oh God,
yeah. So number 9, we've got 60 Seconds. Have you heard of 60 Seconds?
I've
No.
seen a lot of people play it. I never played
Crit?
it myself.
No.
I mean.
Nope.
So as I'm in Cajun's camp. I've seen lots of people play it. Effectively, it's kind of. You remember me playing Tin Can, Amy?
Vaguely?
That's the one where you have to run around in the space station that is on fire and falling apart. Collect as many parts as you can. Hop into some escape pod, and you have to keep the escape pod running before you're rescued. So like stuff will break. Like, oh no, the fuse is blown on the life support systems and oxygen's running low, or climate control systems is down and it's freezing cold, or you're facing the sun and things are heating up. Whichever one it may be. This in 60 Seconds is similar. The air raid horns go off, or the nuclear strike horns go off, and you have to run around your house, collect as much as you possibly can, and then head to the bomb shelter. And there you have to survive until whatever. So whatever provisions that you've picked up along the way, cans of beans, and then there's events along the way where people mutate. Part of your family dies. It's like a whole thing. Cajun, what have you seen on it?
Similar. It's definitely it makes you like see a small aspect of what the human psyche would go through in such a doomsday situation,
Mm-hmm.
especially when the four walls are very, 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 very confined. Um, and seeing how long you can survive, not just on food, but before your mind actually snaps and you start doing stuff that you wouldn't do normally in a normal situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need to get things that'll feed you. You got to get things that'll keep you entertained. You got to make sure you have health, like a first aid kit. If you're missing any of those key components, the gameplay you can have throughout the game is completely different.
Mm.
And it's a trippy game. It really is. Like it makes you think like, would I survive if this would happen? And 9 times out of 10, nah,
All right.
not really.
Number 8, Cajun's familiar with this one, but I'm going to ask Crit and Amy, have you seen or played Darkest Dungeon?
Heard
Darkest
about it.
RNG. She's seen me play it a little bit. It is Darkest RNGesus.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It
Because
also has
Jesus
a
Christ,
Sanity.
I just lost my entire fucking team.
Yeah, that
Like
does happen.
like this game legitimately was my first tattoo. My right arm is embroidered with the little symbol above your head when you freak the fuck out in a dungeon.
Can confirm
nice.
I've met Cajun in person. So
It was the first thing. It's the first game that really quite literally left a mark on me. This game is the epitome both of just get your shit together, the game, and Eldritch That's what this game is in a nutshell. Like, we have to keep these guys sane enough to get to the end of this run, just so we can make sure they heal up fast enough to get there before the next run of the Darkest Dungeon. And the game is designed to make you die.
Yes,
There's
sorry, go ahead.
There's no handouts. There's no help. Nobody's coming to save you. You either live or you die. No questions asked.
The best part is when you start that game up, there's literally a warning message saying, this game is meant to make you make tough choices, and it is designed to kill your characters.
That's real.
I love how this article says how long to beat. 58 minutes. Yeah, if you've played the game for 2.5 years and know it inside out, maybe. No, I still have not beaten the damn game. I have still not beaten the fucking Darkest Dungeon.
Skill issue.
Aggravating. Yes.
RNG just got the better of me, and I just stopped playing for a while. That's why I just deal drugs now.
Which we will show here in a second to topic relevant. But let's move on to the next one. The Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. That's number 7. I've
never actually heard of this game.
I'm probably going to be the only person in this podcast that's probably played this game. And I will tell you. Well, first, Crit, have you played Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem?
No. I wanted to play scary, spooky games. I really did. And I wanted to like hook up a heart rate monitor to myself because I have anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I have anxiety. I'm not gonna lie. I spook easy.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
Furiously takes notes for later use.
Speaking of taking notes, Aimee, have you played it at all?
Never heard of it.
Okay, so Eternal Darkness.
Until right now.
Eternal Darkness is a game that was released on the GameCube. And I remember looking at it, I was like, I'll give this a shot. I think I rented it from Blockbuster at that particular point. There you go. That's how old I am.
Ooh.
Right. And I took a look at it, and this game does have a sanity meter. It is a very visible sanity meter. And as the sanity meter fills up, like, things start happening that like little things that fuck with you. Like that statue that you just passed, before you saw all the nasties, is now like following you, like head tracking you. Just the walls start bleeding. Like, it does weird stuff, like you'll go into a room and your body will systematically like fall apart. Like your head gets popped off and now you're just a headless person and you're still running around, but you can't leave. And then you just like slowly fall apart. That's not what fucks with you. That's kind of like, magic trick gimmickry. Where it fucks with you is that it's not limited to just in-game experience. I can't tell you, I almost threw my controller because I went to go save my game. And it was just like, saving game, deleting all save data. And I was just...
What?
Yeah, that's what I did. And I was like, what? And then you heard like the signature, haha, we got you laugh that happens whenever you're freaking out. And I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. This was too real. Like I could deal with, oh look, giant spiders, the walls are bleeding, and I'm hearing voices. Not a big deal. It's to be expected. But you just messed with my head on a save game. I'm just gonna put you back in the container, and I'm gonna take you back to Blockbuster and drop you off in the night drop. That was the mindset at that particular time.
Like, how dare you make me feel real feelings of dread?
Oh, like my heart stopped for that second. My eyes got real big. My brother looked at me. He's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No." So, number 6 on this
list. I
list.
lost it all, and then I did because I returned it.
Number 6, Don't Starve. I'm sure we've all heard of that game, seen videos of it, and potentially may have played it. Have you played Don't Starve, Crit?
I'm just gonna say no. I haven't even played Resident Evil, so no.
Okay, well, it's worth a shot. You never know. I might be like, hey, have you played Hello Kitty's Grand Adventure in Cthulhu Land? And you'll be like, oh yeah, no, that was like Tuesday. I mean, you never know. So I
haven't even played the Hello Kitty thing where they had they made, speaking of Hello Kitty, Butters from South Park, where it's like Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Uh-huh.
They made that game.
Oh wow.
And their whole thing was, we made it for him. Ta-da.
Butters, you're
But
grounded.
yeah, no, if it's scary game, I probably no play it unless Imy's like,
Well,
time to strap on that heart rate monitor, baby. Let's
well,
go.
Don't Starve isn't necessarily a horror game. It has some horror elements in it, such as the monsters are shadowy more than anything else. But the top of the thing about it is that it is more of a survival game that is a horror game. Right?
I own that game and I have played some of it, and it is good times.
In fact, they even have a multiplayer version of it called "Don't Starve Together," which
Yes.
if you want to play with Crit, that would be a thing to do. So that way you can be like, oh yeah, this thing is coming. So this way the anxiety levels are low and everything's chill. So maybe.
Yeah, it's sorry, it's Don't
Okay,
Starve Together is the one I own.
Mm.
listen, I was playing Phasmophobia and I realized that my sound wasn't working, so that gave me more anxiety. I was like, how am I supposed to listen for things if I can't hear anything? Ah.
Magically, deliciously.
Yep.
This this
I
this
don't know what that
next
means.
game, this next game on the list, I have a feeling would be up Imy's alley.
Oh, Lobotomy Corporation. So what's interesting about how I met Imy, I
No.
actually met Imy on Sinvicta's Discord server. And one of the
Yes.
games that Sinvicta used to play before he got Library of Runeria is made by the same company called Lobotomy Corporation, which is a monster management simulation. So think a cross between Fallout Shelter and there's an, I'm going to say XCOM as far as the base is concerned. I have it. I haven't played it because the tutorial annoyed me, but it's a thing that exists. Phantasmophobia is number 4 on this list, and you played this one, Crit.
Hey,
You said, see?
so Chris
See?
has played this one. We
There
found
you
one.
go.
Oh no, no.
I mean, if you
Dude,
played
this game,
Phantasmophobia,
I do not own the game.
okay, I don't know it
dude,
either.
this game fucks with you
My kid could
so
probably talk
hard,
to you about
dude.
it because he's a pro at the game, and I'm just a scared little chicken shit.
What qualifies as a pro in that game? Like, it's a
Just
genuine question.
he just knows the ins and outs of the game more than I don't know.
Now, like, I'm gonna give credit where credit's due to Harrison one more time. All of us were playing Phasmophobia, and he wanted to play, and we found a way where he could play on VR. My boy played that game in VR. I kid you not, that my boy, you got bigger kahunas than your dad, because I would not play that in VR. That game is fucking creepy, dude. That thing on multiple occasions had my skin crawling. Like, it's a fun game, it really is, but they did it right in terms of just pure, unadulterated. Oh my god, please no, don't kill me, I'm dead. So yeah, that's a good game, fun games. I 10 out of 10. I would recommend.
I can't believe you've done this.
Next one I haven't even heard of, but I
Me
may
either.
actually give it a shot. It's called Shadow Hearts. This is number 3 on the list. It's a JRPG, so I don't expect
Oh.
Amy to have played this one
Nope.
because of the J in the RPG. Let's see here. This game had not only has HP and MP, but also has sanity points. So SP. There's not special points, it's sanity points. And as you get hit, your points drop just like health. And once you reach 0, your character goes berserk and will either waste a lot of turns doing nothing or attacking your teammates.
Oh, so a Pokemon with too high a level. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like XCOM when you're getting your ship pushed in.
Or World of Warcraft when you're dealing with N'Zoth.
Yeah.
So next on this list is World of Horror. I've never heard of this one either.
I think I saw one person play it, but now that I'm looking at the actual screenshots, I think I actually kind of want to try it. It's relatively recent, only like a year and some change old.
Is it?
But it
Okay.
takes 2 hours to beat. Blood, use of alcohol. This looks like more psychological than anything, for sure.
Yeah.
More psychological.
And number 1 on this list, I'm happy to see this. I didn't even take a look at this list before I started doing this. Dredge.
I remember watching you play this game. Absolutely. Actually, I think I actually own this game now.
Yep, they have DLC for it now too. I really liked Dredge. Have you played Dredge,
Yeah.
Crit.
No.
Okay.
It's like, why you keep asking me?
I have to ask.
Spotlight is on Crit Chicken, and Crit Chicken says, "No, I'm still a little chicken Crit."
Well,
You don't make critter pants. I mean,
God damn it.
have you? I'm sure you've seen and played Dredge, right?
Nope, I don't own the game. Never heard of it until right now.
Okay. It
You know
is.
what's funny though?
Hmm.
You know what's funny though? It's I get scared. Well, I wouldn't say scared shitless, but um,
Scared critless.
I like doing the scaring. I used to scare people for funsies. Like I used to work at a haunted trail scaring people to the point where someone was like, "Oh, I think I peed myself a little." I was like, "Yay!" Inwardly, I was like, "Yay!" But I didn't want to break character because I was still, in character. But
So what Crick's saying
I
is
like,
she can dish it, but she can't take it.
Wait, hold on,
Yeah.
hold
well,
on,
yeah,
hold on,
it's
hold on.
because I feel like I'm more in control when I'm scaring people. It's like, no, I am the scarer now.
Look at
My-
me. I am the scarer now.
It's only okay when I'm in control. Yeah, no, I totally get that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Banana Tune says Dredge is now on mobile, which kind of makes me happy. So
Oh God.
yeah, there's that. So Dredge, you are a dredge boat. Think tugboat with giant net, and you dredge, right? And you collect and sell fish and solve a mystery inside of this weird island place that you're currently hanging out with. It's typically like there's 4 islands you have to visit. This is base game, by the way. 4 or 5 islands, and you have to unlock the secrets of the island in order to do something else. But the sanity portion of this particular game comes in when it gets dark. So your time out on your boat is going to be spent during the day catching fish, catching eldritch horror fish, and abyss fish, and all kinds of other things, right? But as soon as it starts getting dark, that's when the freak out switches start turning on. Like you'll start seeing shadows move that are darker than the other shadows, and you're like, oh, and you're going to have things chasing your boat that has giant teeth. Or even during the day, as you're just kind of cruising along, you'll see a shadow of something giant and tentacly like swimming underneath your boat and off and into the distance. Like it's
Like, nope.
pretty much. It's a great game. Highly recommend. Like, I need to get around to finishing it. And soundtrack is great. The atmosphere is fantastic. It is good. It's less scary, more thrilly, if that is any type of indicator to play, really. So, yeah, that's the top 10. We are now to the portion where we talk about what we're doing this week. So, let's kick this off with the Crit Code. Crit, what are you doing this week?
Wishing I was still with my hypey right now.
No doubt. You had like 2 weeks straight with him, right?
Yes.
Yes, but even 2 weeks is never enough because I want him back home. And I want to be with him.
Well, that's all right. You'll be
Yar.
going to cold Canada here soon. I'm looking forward to hearing about the trip and everything else. How's that going to work? Are you going to fly and have your stuff freighted over, or are you going to?
No, probably gonna yeah. Oh, tree.
Oh, road trip.
Yeah,
Oh.
it'll
Sorry,
be a U-Haul basically.
I'm still stuck on Sun and Fun where the guy was literally over ATC going, yeehaw!
Yeah, there was a pilot doing a demo, having a grand old time, and they patched through his radio to the crowd, and yeah, it just lets out the loudest yeehaw ever.
He's like, and
That's
this is how
awesome.
I do a barrel roll.
No, a barrel roll.
Boo barrel.
Well, that's
Yeah, it was
exciting.
good.
That's exciting.
Sorry.
I'm looking forward to hearing about the trip, no matter what, because road trips are always awesome. In fact, I think I was actually planning with Cajun to actually head up there for your guys' wedding, but it didn't work out in my favor. So,
It's fine. There'll be plenty of opportunities.
oh yeah,
Absolutely.
it's all right.
I agree.
Amy, what are you doing this week? Now that you're back in the land of free-flowing maple syrup.
Getting a few hits of maple syrup because I haven't had any in a while, and I'll go insane if I don't have any because that's what Canadians run on. It's our crack.
Gets home all jittery,
otherwise-
watches hockey, and main lines
And
maple
Tim
syrup.
Hortons.
And
Yeah,
Tim
like,
Hortons.
I don't do lines of maple syrup. I do paragraphs.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Very nice.
Yep. A shot glass.
But
Can't
otherwise,
hold on.
I am playing Schedule 1. This game, Schedule 1, hits all the simulator game things. Like, you want cleanup simulator, you got it. You want work simulator, you got it. You want Grand Theft Auto hide from police, you got it. You want to beat up the police, by all means, go right ahead. You want to
Get
get
shanked?
shanked by your own customers, that'll happen if they don't like your price. My best customer, Jessie, she has shanked me at least 3 times, maybe 4 times at this point already.
She's like, the price is wrong, motherfucker.
Yeah. She'd be like, I really need a hit, just give it to me. Give me like 8, whatever the fuck this is called. This is Aspen Death is the name of this weed. And all it is the weed I'm growing is a mixture of marijuana and Viagra.
That must be hard to get a
And-
hold of.
Hey!
No, it's not. It doesn't do what you would expect, but it does have like an 85% addiction rate. So here's the work simulator.
I can only imagine that conversation. So check this out. This is special. So if you have an erection that lasts longer than 4 hours, you should seek medical attention. Like, what do you do?
Well, let's see. Are these guys are not dried yet? Damn, they're almost there.
Yeah. So
If they were dried, I would go to the mixing machine and mix up a batch, because I only have that many Viagra pills kicking around. Just an obscene amount. So I put them in the mixer and then I take them out. Oh, and I have to package them.
I'm looking forward to hearing
Yes.
about this next week. So to kind of further pun it together, we're going to let him cook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. The meth can get done. Thank you. I have to go back here to my meth. Here. Oh, I can't. Oh, I have meth already there. So we take our Sudafed, we take our acid, just splash it around. Oh, yeah, that's good enough. We got some phosphorus. I'm sure there's more ingredients. Give that a little stir. There we go, and then we can bring that down. We just pour most of it in there. Hopefully, we don't throw the flask away.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to cook. Go away.
There
Why are
you
you
go.
messaging me right now? Cool, that's going to do that. I can go to the oven. I can stick you in there.
So we're going to move
Yeah,
on to
open
Cajun now. Otherwise, you're going to learn to make meth in the easy bake oven that Imee has here.
It is an easy bake oven. Look at it go. I got
We're
5
over
minutes
here
and
with
52
freaking
seconds.
Notepad.
All right, Cajun, what are you doing this week, dude?
I love that game.
Oh, what am I doing this week? Last week was rough. I had plans, then I found out that I was training somebody at work, so those plans got destroyed. Still working on getting a YouTube video up sometime this. Determined to start that going.
Content creation do be hard, dude.
Especially when you get home and the only thing you want to do is look at the bed and forget the day exists and pass out.
Oh yeah, no, I totally get that. I eat dinner and I'm like, I'm not doing shit. I'm gonna watch YouTube and Crunchyroll. So, not sponsored.
Yet.
And
So,
go ahead.
I'm working on balancing things out. It's hopefully once this person's fully trained, I'll be more being able to breathe in the evenings. Until then, it's like, sleepy time.
How's Satisfactory treating you?
Last time I got to play, which I forgot what day it was sometime this week. I went from struggling to figure out how to get any kind of ore properly into my camp to I have made entire pipelines across the Cape. I hate in
Now,
I
what
am
you need to do in that
destroying.
game? You need to make the power plants that consume all the plant material and package it into like the really, really dense fuel pod or fuel logs, because that shit's funny.
That's how you start with power in that game. You have to go get all the grass, all the logs, all the mushrooms, and pack it into
if you've got ADD, that's really fucking simple. It's really fun to do, because then you just dump it all into some chests. It goes into the compressors, gets compressed into logs. Those logs get burned, and the circle of life goes on. Circle of life. I don't know.
Yep, I've moved on from that to coal for the same reason. So I've got coal and water going into a plant that fuels my things right now. Now that I know how to do that, it's time to go from putting things all over the ground, and then I'm going to start going vertical, start building upward.
Oh yeah, I
So
hear you there.
that's my next stage.
Cool.
It's fun. It's. I can literally start that game, say I'm just going to do a few things, blank, and the sun's going down.
Yep, it is the only tour simulator that will compel you to play more.
Yep, because that freaking pissant of a voiceover girl just
Ada.
eggs me on just enough to make me want to out petty the way she talks. I'm like, you mother.
Oh yeah, like when you build your first coal generators, like by this time, oh, you finally made it to coal power. By this time, pioneers have already like researched nuclear. Like like it is just such a like
pretentious bullshit.
Yeah,
and I
Yes.
love it.
Yeah.
Like
you
she's
ain't going
just
out petty, me bet.
yeah, she's just like making fun of you for being a shit tier player is all.
Yep.
It's like, oh look, you suck at this game. Everyone around you is better.
Sir,
You're like,
the term is filthy casual. Thank you very much.
Like, step on me, mommy.
Oh no. No.
So what am I doing this week? Well,
Yeah, let me. What you up to?
So I'm actually coming down with a good stream schedule. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be when I'm streaming. So one day will be podcast, the other days will be whatever it is I decide to play. And that's if I decide to play. The only thing that's ever set in stone is this podcast every week, unless like we're all out or the topics suck, right? And that's only happened a handful of times. So, but other than that, still playing Satisfactory. I picked up a bunch of other automation games like Perispera. I picked up Infraverse, which was an interesting like City Skylines meets resource management simulator. Kinda. Yeah, still have to build the parts and put stuff together. There's also Factoroids was interesting. Think about doing factories, but it's on an asteroid, and you can rotate the asteroid, and it's just kind of neat. I don't have anything else really that's going on.
Microtopia.
Oh, Microtopia, I have that too.
Yeah, I kind of want to look at that game. It's on my wish list.
Yeah, you could mess up bad. Like my first run, I was feeding my queen, she stopped making workers, and I'm like, I need those. So, yeah, a lot of them are early access. Some aren't. Like Perispera is not in early access. Satisfactory is not in early access. Factorio is not in early access. Things like that. So, but yeah. Other than that, that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. I've got another project in the works where I am going to have Cajun, Echo, and potentially Boom Body. If not, it'll just be Echo. Building our own stuff in the same Satisfactory world once we hit coal power and have dimensional depots where we can move stuff around and make the stuff work. So this way, instead of like having a form factor of one person's vision of what the factory should look like, if we all take a different biome, you could build it however you want. We'll interconnect it all with trains or drones or whatever. And you can do things like, welcome to Ironton, which is where all of your iron ingots are made. And you ship from Ironton to Sulphurdom or whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of a work in progress as far as like concept is concerned. But I think we need to get into it to see what's going on. Luckily, Cajun's catching on quick. He's currently in coal power, which means he has a good gist of how the game works. And that's more exciting than anything else, which means you get in touch with Echo and be like, so... we're going to have to talk, and we're going to have to do this. That's pretty much it. I don't have anything else. It's going to be work, sleep, and yeah, that's it.
Eat, sleep,
Yup.
rave, repeat.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Eat, sleep, rave, repeat. Eat,
Pretty
sleep,
much.
rave, repeat.
But that
Oh,
wraps...
I do have an update on something though. I did kind of kick myself into gear with something. I signed up for college, so I start my classes in June.
Good
So I'll be a
job.
Hell yeah.
Good
wise
job.
owl.
Indeed. Good job.
Good jobs.
Nope, but that's episode 94 in the books. Join us next week for episode 95, unless something catastrophic happens. And yeah.
Math.
Yeah.
Don't do meth.
Nope.
Only sell
Much
it
like
in
me
games.
in June. I guess you could say this episode is in the books.
Hey.
Hey,
All right.
I'll let you get away with that one for now.
So
For
that
now.
one's
We'll
on the
let-
house.
we'll let Cajun see us out.
You guys stay awesome. You guys stay classy. And as always, don't be a dick. Peace.
Don't be a jerk.
Goodbye, everyone. See you next week.
Later.
Bye-bye.